grazing rights, access, federal overreach. What do you feel like you're going to be able to do as a state representative to actually, find that balance of our forests and federal land management, that type of thing?
Yeah, it's such a tricky thing. I actually have a Zoom call with Trinity Vandenaker a little bit later today, who has an amazing online presence, and
Yes, he
he's a
does.
rancher
I love
and
listening to him.
life in the West. He's
Yes.
fantastic. So I actually have a Zoom call scheduled with him, and he's one of
Nice.
the guys that I'm really interested in getting more information from him. I think one of the other things about here is the logging resources is a big deal. Jason Gunderson, who is a friend of mine at the police department and running for the Senate seat here, who you guys have interviewed,
Yes.
one of his favorite comments is we have to stop loving our forest to death. And he's not wrong.
No.
And as a person that spends as many days as I can on my days off up in the mountains,
Yeah.
I think we have a lot of people that will drive through the valley and look at the beautiful trees and scenery. But when you get up in there, you really find out how unhealthy a lot of these forests are.
It's disturbing. I said when I was up in the Helena forest last summer, and then even around here where I've gotten to go up, because my dad was a logger, built a lot of the roads in the background. And I was with him, growing up out there in the forest. And I said, he's probably rolling over in his grave, just mortified over the shape that he's.
Yeah, I mean the amount of deadfall, and
It's crazy.
a couple of things. Like I spent quite a few years as an outdoor adventure guide, so I learned a lot about guiding. I learned a lot about the Yellowstone region and just generally the Northwest as in general. But I'm also an elk hunting guide for the Davis family, so I mean I really do. I'm either in a patrol car or I am in the mountains. That's the way my life is. So
Those are your two favorite places to be?
so. I mean, I spent a lot of time up there either hiking or guiding or whatnot. And the amount of deadfall up there is, I mean, it's unhealthy. It's crazy. And I don't think a lot of people understand. We learned a lot from the 88 fires in Yellowstone. I say we, but the wildland firefighters learned an immense amount in the 88 fires, and we learned a lot about fire ecology.
Yes.
This is why we changed it from a quote unquote controlled burn to a prescribed burn.
Yeah.
Those are two different things. And I'm glad that we changed the name to a prescribed burn, because we now know, spending generations of time stopping wildfire. And I don't want to ever take away from the fact of how devastating they can be. And I want to protect people's property and protect people's homes. I don't want people to lose their property and their homes. But when we have massive swaths of land that it's a powder keg. You go up Pine Creek right now.
Yeah.
And I mean, if a fire even sparks that entire drainage is devastating.
Well, look at the damage that it caused just a few years ago.
Yeah. So, I mean, without some sort of process and if we're going to get those logs out of there and get that wood out of there and get that fuel, is what it really is. It is fuel for a fire. If we can get some of that out of there, one, our state can make more money on the profit of the wood, but two, if and when wildfires do start, they're not as destructive, because in Yosemite, when I guided in Yosemite National Park, they still mechanically thin and prescribed burn a lot of that valley. And they've been doing that since before white people ever lived here.
Oh, yeah.
The indigenous native cultures were prescribed burning that area since the dawn of time.
Yeah.
And we've kind of gone away from that. And we haven't learned our lessons from a fire ecology standpoint. And we have, we're an arid climate with large areas of pine and fir tree, and pine trees, especially a lodgepole pine. They have a specific pine cone that is designed to have been in a massive amount of heat to open up to release their seeds. So this type of climate and this type of environment was designed to have low, fast moving fires burn through and take the underbrush out. That's the way it has always been. And now we've created this environment where it creates slow moving, incredibly hot fires, and that devastates literally all of it. Nothing survives. And we've got to get away from that. I mean, and just public lands in general. I know that's we all enjoy being outside. A lot of us in Montana either came here or stay here because we get to enjoy the great outdoors, and we have this amazing place. Want to protect that.
So obviously I ran into you when you were in uniform yesterday evening.